All right, I'm here to give my press conference for the week. I'm going to start with my thoughts about what happened, and then we'll go into questions. So, firstly, anytime you have a historically terrible week, you know, I mean, at least I think it had to be the worst week of all time. If someone scored lower than that, please let me know. I'm definitely not crying about it every night. It's fine. Um, what do I think happened? Well, firstly, I spent basically the entire week partying. Um, well, not the entire week, but, Thursday through Saturday, and didn't really make my final lineup setting until 10 minutes before the game started. That one's on me. Definitely as coach, I got to be there, got to be more prepared. Gotta, just be more focused and locked in. So we're going to try to do that more in the coming weeks. Uh, Also, I mean, I did correctly predict that Aaron Jones would have a bad week. I just stupidly thought that Khalil Shakir would have a good week against the Jets. I don't know how that came out wrong for me, but seemingly it did. Uh, far as the other, we also of course had quarterback injuries. Obviously, I don't want to go too long on about that because a bunch of teams in the league are suffering through injuries. But that's always going to happen. It sucks. Hopefully, we can get at least one of our QBs back in the next week or two. Would really appreciate that. Um, let's see. Do I have any other thoughts? I think that's mostly it. I think we have a lot of talented players on the roster, but they're not getting a lot of opportunity right now. That's part of the game. We'll see what happens. Gonna try to make some moves, look at what we can find on the waivers, but enough about that. Secondly, I'm gonna go to our submitted questions from first, we've got one from a dirty man on the street who says, "When did you find out you loved ice?" I'm paraphrasing because this is just a lot of words. It's an interesting story. Many years back, I was spending time with a friend of mine. Probably haven't heard of him, but his name is David. And he came up to me and he said, "You've got to try the best beverage in the world." And he handed me an ice. And I thought, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, but I'm at his house, so I'm going to be polite and drink it. So I did. And, it was actually great. But for some reason, he looked upset at me and he said, "No, you're supposed to pour it in your butt like I do." And then I left his house and we haven't spoken since. Um, but yeah, so that was kind of when I really found out I loved it. I guess my favorite flavor has got to be the red, white, and blue. Even though I don't currently feel very patriotic, I still enjoy it. Kind of raises a lot of questions, and I'll have to deal with that in therapy this week. But did I go into the door that Rashik left for me? Sadly, I did not. It is an unfortunate missed opportunity, but it warms my heart to know that that door is always open, and that anytime I might need to enter it, it'll be there. Um, let's see here. I feel like I'm going through these a little fast, but I don't want this to be forever. Some guy, I think his name is, said, how does it feel to have been iced after playing Swamp 2 years ago? Obviously, I have a long running rivalry with the Swampopolis River Monsters, kind of my most hated team. I think everyone knows why. I mean, fuck you, Swamp, for a reason. The fans do chant it at every game. As far as getting ice, losing to them, obviously not fun. If I was gonna rate it, I would say slightly above spitting tequila into a sink. While my picture's being taken, I guess. So like a 4. Finally, I believe that is all the questions. So enough about that. Let's get to the main event, the real reason you're all here. As it has been discussed, apparently it is easier to drink 2 bottles instead of one big one. So I'm going to go ahead and just open them both up to try to give myself less time in between the 2 chugs. We'll see if that works out for me. Hopefully I don't spit it out of my mouth like Swamp did this weekend. That would be pretty humiliating. So, bottoms up. Want to wish all the teams good luck except for Rashik. Fuck you. Everyone else have a great week. Also, Swamp. Fuck you too. I mean, but that's just unspoken. Love that. Delicious. Great stuff. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me here. I hope you enjoyed it.